Hello from quite a warm evening in England, and it was a lovely day. It's been beautiful and sunny. You're not seeing that now, it's clouding over a bit. It'll be getting dark soon, but it's been really good. I am out with two doggies on their new leads, which are really good fun. Where's the other one? There we go. Really good fun because they glow at night and it feels a bit like I've got a long lightsaber attached to them. So that's me being geeky. Oh, and one of them seems to have found something. Come on, you. So, and also hopefully the sound quality will be much better because I finally got around to changing my phone and I can use the microphone again. So, all of that out the way. The thing which obviously I have to mention first is Wanderer Book 5. So, we set a target of trying to get it ready for October the 20th, which was very, very aggressive. And we knew that, and it has proven to be too aggressive, but we have been making really, really good progress. Sue, my editor, and Frank, my proofreader, have both been doing an absolutely amazing job, and they're keeping me busy. There's a few more changes in this than normal, I think, because it's such a long book. So we are not going to hit that date. I think we're going to be within 2 to 3 weeks of it. So at the moment it's looking like early to mid-November for the release date. And I'll be able to do a better update. I'm going to start doing regular updates on the Facebook page as we get closer. But yeah, right now it's been really, really good progress. We're seeing it moving ahead much faster than it has at any other time. And it's well past, I think it's at 70% completely done now, with Sue ahead of that and Frank somewhere a little way behind, because obviously he has to wait for the stuff to be processed by me when it comes back from Sue and then get it out to her. So that's the target date. It may be possible that some people will be able to get it up to a week earlier. I'm looking at options. I don't know if I'll be able to get this in place in time, but something new has come on onto the scene. So the problem with selling direct from my website, or selling direct, is getting the books onto people's Kindles, onto their phones, onto their tablets, onto their iPhones. And as you probably know, if you've got the free book library in the last year or so, there's a service called Bookbub that I used as well as providing the files directly. And basically all they do is get books onto people's devices, and they are now allowing us to do sales as well. And the reason that could lead to books being available up to a week early is that Kindle, so Amazon, insist on having the final file for the ebook at least a week before the release date. So I can set up a pre-order, but I have to give them the files a week early. So that means I will have the files, but they won't actually be available to anyone. But if I put them up directly from my own website, they'll be available that much sooner. So that's the plus side if you choose to do that. As I say, BookFunnnel are very, very good. They've got a great support team to make sure you get the book. The benefit from my side is instead of getting 70% of the price, I get 97, I think it is, which is obviously good as well. So it's kind of a win-win all round. But it's not absolutely certain I'll be doing it. If you're interested in that, if you'd like the idea of getting it a week early, definitely get in touch via the website or put a comment under here. Just let me know, because if there's a lot of people interested, it'll make me get my backside into action and make sure it happens for this book. So that is Wanderer Book 5. It, believe it or not, is almost here. And there's been no major plot holes or anything that's been found so far. This way, come on. The reason that the white and tan dog is not being let off the lead today is because she came up here earlier and disappeared. I managed to get into a fenced off area we can't get into and took about 20 minutes to find a way back out again, which was fun. Luckily my wife was with me, so we managed to split up and go find her, but it's still a bit worrying when she wasn't seen for some time. Anyway, so that is Wanderer Book 5. Wanderer Book 6, progress has basically stopped because I'm so busy. I'm having to do a lot more updates than I expected for Book 5, so everything's had to be put on hold there. As soon as I'm done, I'm really looking forward to getting back to writing. Actually, editing and doing the edits is not my favourite piece of work. It's a really important bit of it, but it doesn't really scratch that creative itch to get some new stories out there. What else do you need to know? A short story this month I don't think there's going to be a free short story because I don't have any ready to go, and I don't want to take Sue away from doing the editing of book 5. But what I am looking to do is, as a free bonus for anyone who buys Wanderer book 5 in the pre-order phase or up to about the first week after it's out, is to do some bonus content. So that will include, I'm not sure exactly what it will include, but it certainly will include some character breakdowns for the key characters. So Jess, trying to sort out the leads there. So Jess, Sal, Ali, Tico, of course, and a few others. And maybe I'm looking to add other things in there as well. So what I will probably do instead of a free story this month is send out 1 or 2 of those pages. So I think probably Matt is one I'll do, because I can do that without putting any spoilers in. Some of them will have spoilers if you haven't already read book 5, because the idea is you get to them at the end. Once you have them, you will have a version or you have a link to get them. They'll always be yours. You just have to have bought the book in that first week or so. You don't actually have to go download it in that time. And I might put out, I have a story in the in Starflare universe, and other stories, Tales from the Starflare universe, which I've got a follow-up for, which will be one of the free stories. So I might actually put out that short story from the book as well, so everyone knows the first, and then the second one will make more sense if I send that one out. So this could be a long update, sorry about this. What's next? Dark Soul. So Dark Soul, things are changing a bit there. I would say probably the biggest mistake I've made so far in my publishing career, which is 5 years now, amazingly, is putting out Dark Soul Silenced as 2 books. Most of the reason for that was, at the time I was Googling and everything said books shouldn't be more than 80 or 90,000 words in length. It came in at about 160, so it had to be 2 books, but actually it doesn't read as 2 books. It's 1 book split in 2. So my editor and wife has been making her views on that clear for some time, and it's mostly been momentum that stopped me from changing it, because it's just a matter of having to get down to do it. So I have new versions of both books, which I have been through and updated, and that's waiting for Sue to edit once she's finished with Wanderer book 5. So we will turn that into a single book. So if you already have them, don't worry, you're not going to lose them, they won't disappear. It's just you won't be able to buy them as 2 separate books anymore. I will probably, as book 1 is currently part of the free books library, I'm probably going to make it the whole thing, which will now be book 1, will be. So I'll send that out to everyone as well. You'll be able to get book 2 as well, as part of that single book. And what that also means then is that the one that is waiting to be edited, that was book 3, will now be book 2. So the numbering is going to change a bit, but other than that, nothing significant will change. And of course I was writing, so it was Dark Soul 4, will now be Dark Soul 3. I was thinking it might be Dark Soul 4 and 5, but with this in mind, it probably will just be Dark Soul 4, but a longer book. I've got quite a long way through that, but, oh, hang on, the leads are all tangled. So I've got quite a long way through that, but I've reached a point where, because I was doing it as dictation, I'm just bogging down. It's too complex to do as a dictated book. So what I've done so far is good and will be useful, but I can't carry on with it any further. So once Wanderer book 6 is done, I will then turn to this one and work on it as a proper novel that I'm sitting and working on the train and in my lunch hours. So is that it? Once again, I've got lots of things that I need to update you on, and I haven't brought a list or even written one down this time, but I think that's probably about it. So obviously Wanderer 5 is the big news. In fact, it's almost here. In terms of timelines with the other stuff, I think Dark Soul will probably be sorting out over the next month and a half. After that, maybe a couple of months. Dark Soul 3, I know Sue has been desperate to read, or what will now be Dark Soul 2. See, I'm getting confused as well. Sue has been desperate to read that for a long time, so that will definitely be on its way, and we'll get timelines in place for that. Wanderer book 6 will follow shortly after. Hellfire book 1, I think I'm still going to hold on to that till I've got 2 or 3 more books. But I am aiming to do those. That's probably going to be the next thing I work on dictating, because it's mostly from a single character's point of view. It's much easier to do as dictation. The problem with Dark Soul was it was starting to split out into several different characters' view, and it was just I couldn't keep it in my head. And I was aware that I kept putting off doing it and not doing very much at a time, which was a sign that something's not quite right. And of course, more short stories will be coming. I have a few that are in rough draft or ready to be edited. So come November, there will definitely be a free short story coming out again. That's pretty much it. As I say, updates on the dates for Wanderer Book 5 will be coming out on the Facebook page. I'll also be sending out updates as we get very close. Certainly once pre-orders are available, and if there's any way of getting them before they're officially released as well. So from what it looks like, looking at the phone, it's a really lovely evening here. It is pretty good. So from still green England, although there's a lot of leaves on the floor as well, I will see you next time. Goodbye.